Hi guys. How are you guys out there? Thank you guys for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. All those great things is greatly appreciated, guys. And the Father appreciated more. Like he is the reason for everything. He's the reason for the season. The Father is everything. He is spreading his word in this hour. And he is so happy for the fact that you guys are answering a calling over you guys' life, having an ear to hear and a heart to receive in this hour. So the Father is speaking through me in this hour, and He is thanking all you guys for spreading His words to all four corners of the earth. And so, guys, yes, I know I posted yesterday, and I said I was going to come back on here yesterday, y'all, but life be life, and sometimes life be getting real. Okay, so yeah, I had to work yesterday, and then I got off and I had to do some errands, y'all. I had to go grocery shopping, go household shopping, just get stuff for the house. And by the time I did all of that, y'all, got back in the house, fed the kids and all that stuff, I laid on that bed, y'all, took my shower and everything and laid on that bed. Next thing you know, y'all, I was out and I was trying to put the baby to sleep, but she put me to sleep, y'all. And I'm like, I'm gonna get up soon as she go to sleep. But as soon as she went to sleep, y'all, I saw myself over there like, so forgive me, y'all. I did not get a chance to post yesterday on the Sabbath day, and y'all know that on that day we read from the book of Enoch, and I hope you guys kept that day as holier than as possible. Put the Father first. Got in your prayer closet. Worked on your calling. Helped somebody. Did something positive with your life. Okay. And another thing I want to just put out there, like sometimes I feel like these jobs, y'all, these jobs are designed to really keep you from your purpose or going after what you really want to do in life. And so we have to be careful and mindful of those things, y'all, because at the end of the day, we as people, we go profit, what do they call it? Like profit or prosper somebody else's business and bring the light in their business and get their stuff up and coming. But when it comes to you, you know what I'm saying, you just like not really going after what you want or doing what the Father has put in your heart. You need to just basically make sure you putting that first, okay? And so like I said, be careful of that, be mindful of that. If you ain't gotta work full time, y'all, don't do it. Don't work full time, because it don't be worth it, y'all. Before you know it, it seems like it's not enough time in the day, not enough hours in the day. Before you know it, the day is over with, and you haven't even did nothing that you wanted to do or went after your dream in no type of way. Okay, and so just be mindful of that. And so, um, last Saturday, we read from chapter 10 through 12. And so today we're going to read chapter 13 and 14 is like a book. So let's see, we're going to read 13 and I'll see when we finish if we read 14. If not, we get to it next time, okay? But we read from the book of Enoch today and we read from chapter 13. And another thing I said, y'all, I want to get on here because I want to let y'all know that soon I will be coming on here with the Torah. Torah is the commandments, the original commandments that was given to the Jewish people, just like the Passover, y'all, was also given to the Jewish. And it's so funny, y'all, because I'm in my car, y'all, right? I haven't had no time to make no videos. That's how busy I've been, y'all, at my job and out of my job. But this car parked right next to me. The whole time, y'all, I've been sitting here for a good minute, just just trying to woosah myself from work. And soon as I get in the car, no, not soon, as soon as I start this video, the car person next to me, they come out and get in their car and looking all over here. But anyways, I say that to say this, it's like it's always a distraction from trying to keep you from doing what it is the Father wants you to do. So be mindful of that, guys, and just Always put the Father first in everything you do. And don't let yourself get so overwhelmed to the point that you don't have enough time to do what it is the Father has called you to do. Okay? And so, like I said, y'all, we're reading from the book, and it's so funny, y'all. I'm sitting in my car, y'all. This whole time nobody came out, and now my people I work with, two of them came out the door. Distractions after distractions after distractions. And so we're going to go to chapter um 13. Let's read, y'all. And one of my coworkers parked next to me, and they get in the car. It always be one thing after another to distract you, but we read from the book of Enoch. And it says, and, and Enoch went and said, Azel, thou should have no peace. No peace. Hold on, y'all. A serve sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godliness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to man. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them, and they besought me to draw up a petition for them, and they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Father in heaven. For from thenceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to heaven, for shame of their sins for which they had been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition in the prayer in regard of their spirits. Hold on, y'all. Their spirits and their deeds individually in regard to their requests. And they should have forgiveness and length. And I went off and sat down at the waters of the Den, in the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Herma. If you've been here for a while, you know the Mount Herma is where all the fallen angels came down, and they made an oath to come down here and sleep with the women, the human being women of the earth. Okay, that's where they made their oath together to do what they did. Hold on, y'all, lost place. In the land of Dan, in the south of the west of Hermon. I read their petitions till I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and a vision fell down upon me, and I saw visions of chessmen, and the voice came binding me. I to tell it to the sons of heaven, and reprime them. And when I awoke, I came unto them, and they were all sitting gathered together, weeping in Abjel, which is between Lebron and Sinister. Sorry, y'all. With their faces covered, and I recounted before them all the visions which I have seen in sleep, And I began to speak the words of righteousness and the reprime and to reprime the heavenly watchers. Okay, we're gonna move on to 14, y'all, and this is it. So if y'all have not um seen my sequels of the Book of Enoch, this is sequel 6. Go back and check out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, y'all. And we read in chapter 13. Now we on 14, okay? And it say, the book of the words of righteousness in the reprime of the eternal watchers in accordance with the commandment of the Holy Great One in that vision. I saw in my sleep what I will now say with a tongue of flesh and with the breath of my mouth, which the Great One has given to man to converse therewith and understand with the heart, as he has created and given to man wisdom, so have he created me also and given me the power of repriming the watchers, the children of heaven. I wrote out your petitions, and in my vision I appeared thus, that your petition will not be granted, and until you throughout all the days of eternity, and that judgment has been finally passed upon you. Yeah, your petition will not be granted unto you, and from henceforth you shall not ascend into heaven unto all eternity, and in bonds of the earth the decree has gone forth to bind you for all your days of the world, and that previously you should have seen the destruction of your beloved sons, and ye shall have no pleasure in them, but they shall fall before you by the sword, and your petition on their behalf shall not be granted, nor yet on your own, even though you weep and pray and speak all the words contained in the writing which I have written. Hold on. Which I have written, and the vision was shown to me thus. Behold, in the vision, clouds invited me, and a mist summoned me, and the course of the stars and the lightning sped and haste me, and the winds in the vision caused me to fly and lift me upward and bore me into heaven. And I went until I drew nigh to the wall which is built of crystals and surrounding by tongues of fire. And I begun to affright me, and it began to affright me. And I went into the tongues of fire and drew nigh to a large house which was built of crystals. And the walls of the house were like a tessellate floor made of crystals, and its groundwork was 11 of crystals. Its ceiling was like the path of stars, and the lightning, and between them were fairy cherubim, cherub, and their heaven was clear as water. A flaming fire surrounded the walls, and its portals blazed with fire. And I entered into the house, and I was hot as fire and cold as ice. There was no delights of life therein. Fear covered me, and trembling got hold upon me. And as I quaked and trembled, I fell upon my face, and I behold a vision. And lo, there was a second house greater than the former, and the entire portal stood open before me, and it was built of flames of fire. In every respect it so excelled in splendor and magnificent in an extent that I cannot describe to you. Its splendor and its hold on y'all in its extent, and its floor was of fire, and above it were lightning, and the path of the stars, and the ceiling also was flaming fire. And I looked and saw therein a lofty throne. It appears was as crystals, and the wheels thereof as the shining sun. And there was the vision of cherubim, and from underneath the throne came steams. Hold on, y'all. And under the throne came streams of flaming fire, so that I could not look thereon. And the great glory sat thereon, and his remnants shone more brightly than the sun, and was whiter than any snow. None of the angels could enter and could behold his face by reason of the magnificence and glory, and no flesh could behold him. The flaming fire was round about him, and the great fire stood before him, and none around could draw nigh him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, yet he needed no consoler, and the most holy ones who were nigh to him did not leave by night, nor depart from him, and until then I had been pros, pros I'm sorry y'all, prostrate. I have been prostrate, prostrate on my face, trembling, and the Father called me with his mouth and said to me, Come hit, come hither, come hither, Enoch, and hear my words. And one of the holy ones came to me and waked me, and he made me rise up and approach the door, and I bowed my face downwards. Oh, y'all. So, that was a long chapter right there. That was chapter. We just read chapter 13 and 14. Okay? I'm on 17 minutes, so we gonna kind of stop right there. Or we can go down a little bit more. And okay, we're going down to 15, y'all. And he answered and said to me, and I heard his voice, Fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man and scribe of righteousness. Approach, hit her, and hear my voice. And go say to the watchers of heaven who have sent thee to intercede for them, you should intercede for man and not, you should intercede for man and not men. For you, wherefore have ye left the high and holy and eternal heavens, and lain with women, and defile yourselves with the daughters of man, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants and your sons, and thou ye were holy, spiritual living, the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of man have lust after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Therefore have given them wives also, that they might impregnate them and begot children by them, that thou not might be wanting to them on earth. But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life, and immortal for all generations of the world, and therefore I have not appointed wives for you. For as for the spiritual ones of the heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits of flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceed from their bodies, because they are born from man, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal original. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of man, and against the women, because they have proceeded from them. Mm, 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 mm. So the book of Enoch is deep, y'all. We got to the part, I'm about to end this because my video getting long. But we on the part where the watchers, they fell from heaven. They was lusting for the women of the world down here. They came down here. They made an oath on Mount Hermon. They swore to begot women of the earth, and they was heavenly beings. They was watchers of the heaven, and they swore on Mount Hermon and made an oath to sleep with the women that was on the earth, and they got them pregnant, and they begot sons with the women on the earth, and the watchers started teaching the women and men of the earth all types of stuff that wasn't supposed to be taught. And so now Enoch, he was a righteous man, and so the Father used him to see like visions of the heaven and stuff like that. And so the watchers, since they knew that Enoch was connected to God, the watchers asked Enoch to like proceed on their behalf and go to God, and they wrote a petition for forgiveness and all this stuff. And but where we at now is that when Enoch fell asleep and went into a vision and took the petition to the Father said no. They punishment is set forth. Like, they ain't no forgiving them. They're um burning. They're going straight to hell, y'all. And the Father said no. He said they was of the heavens, they was eternal, but since they made it their point to come down here and tell things that was of the heaven and sleep with the women of the earth, it's no forgiveness. They're going to the abyss when the Father come back on his second return, y'all. And so Enoch was telling the watchers that, yeah, no, for the Father said no. And the spirits that was born of the watchers' sons are on this earth to this day, y'all. Like, and the Father said, and the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth to this day, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of man, and against the women, because they have proceeded from them. And so these spirits that was of the watchers and the humans, they made them Nephilims. Them Nephilim spirits are on this earth to this day to oppress and afflict and to come against and to battle, just because they came from man on earth, okay? And so it's very deep. And yeah, they had a chance they was living the eternal life and immortal for all generations of the world, and therefore I have not appointed wives for you. So the Father didn't make wives for them, so they was like lusting after the wives the women that was down here on this earth, and got them women pregnant and had children with them, and they became Nephilims, giants, and the giants were destroying the whole world, y'all, and devouring animals, anything in their path. And so now we just on that part where the watchers, they was trying to ask for forgiveness, and the Father in the heaven said no, ain't no forgiveness. Enoch, go back and tell them no. They had their chance in the heavens. They was eternal, immortal. They was higher than higher. They was of the heavens, and y'all came down here and y'all went against the Father. So no, ain't no forgiveness for that. Okay? And so you wonder why to this day on earth it's a lot of like things that come against us, a lot of things that's, you know, afflicting us and ballowing us and, just oppressing us, destroying, attacking us, because those spirits are still down here on this earth. So that's why we have to rebuke those things. We have to stay close to the Most High, okay, y'all? And so that was the book of Enoch. We read from chapter 13 all the way to chapter 15, y'all. And so if you have not seen or have not heard the first part of the book of Enoch, so you could be caught up, go back and check out sequel 1, sequel 2, sequel 3, sequel 4, and sequel 5. This is sequel 6, y'all. This is the book of Enoch. They took this out of the Bible for what reason? They wanted to hide this. It had to have some type of depth and truth to it, y'all. So with that being said, I love y'all out there. I hope y'all having a great day, and until the next time, y'all already know what it is. Love and peace. Bye.